covers the key of D major. Let's take a look at the key signature to figure out the black and the white keys in the scale. So, C sharp and F sharp. Make sure you repeat that over and over. C sharp, F sharp, C sharp, F sharp. Write it down, put it on your pillow, whatever you need to do. Remember, D major, we have a C sharp, and we have an F sharp. When you feel like you got that down, we are going to move on to our first concept, tonic triads and inversions. Alright, let's figure out how to make our tonic triad. So, tonic of D is of course D. The next note above that on the staff is an F, but remember, this is the key of D, so that F is an F sharp, and then a skip above that is an A. So we have D, F sharp, and A for our tonic triad. Alright, let's figure out how to play the chord and its inversions. So we're going to start with our right hand in that closed position. 1, 3, 5 over D, F sharp, and A. Now we're going to move to our first inversion chord. Thumb over F sharp, second finger over A, and pinky over D. Make sure that you move in a diagonal line to this chord. Your thumb is short and so is the F sharp. So you're going to have to move in on the keys to get this chord. Do not turn your hand sideways like this. It is really bad technique and just locks up the hand. No go. We want to understand how to use the depth of the keys as we play. So we're going to move in that diagonal line up to the first inversion chord. Now we're going to move to our next chord. So we have our thumb on A, third finger on D, and pinky over F sharp. You can stay in on the keys too. You're going to have to do this on the way back. So pay attention to the depth. We're going to move up one more time to the same position we started in, just an octave higher. 1, 3, 5 on D, F sharp, and A. Now we're going to go back down. So the top note, the A, is at the bottom of the chord. We have a thumb on A, third finger on D, and we have our pinky on F sharp. Now we're going to move down again. Make sure that you have good hand depth. You have the thumb on F sharp, second finger on A, and your pinky is on D. And we're going to move back right where we started, D, F sharp, and A, with a 1, 3, and a 5. Alright, now the left hand. So, closed position over D major chord. 5, 3, 1, D, F sharp, and A. Alright, now we're going to move into first inversion. So the D flips to the top of the chord. We got a 1 on D, third finger on A, and our pinky is on F sharp. Now, that F sharp is moving to the top, and we're going to play it with our thumb, so make sure you move your hand in on the keys a little bit. Get that depth. 1 on F sharp, 2 on D, and pinky on A. And now we're going to move up one more time into our root position chord, D, F sharp, and A, 5, 3, 1. Now same thing back down. So keep the hand depth as we move across here so you don't have to move in and out so much, where we have our thumb on F sharp, second finger on D, and that pinky's on A, but we have good hand posture. It's not all crooked and sideways. Then we're going to keep moving down. That F sharp goes to the bottom now. So we have the pinky on F sharp, third finger on A, and the thumb is on D. And we're going to move down one more time. Same position we started in. 5, 3, 1 on D, F sharp, and A. Alright, so before we try this hands together, make sure that you are getting more and more comfortable with the depth of the different chord positions that you need to play here. Because of the F sharp, as we talked about, the depth is just different for each position. Make sure, as always, your hands move as a unit. It's not one and then the other. If you're having a little bit of trouble with the added element of depth, it's pretty normal. Just keep going, hands separate, get really comfortable with the movement and the shapes, and then when you're ready, try it hands together again. So if that is you now, we're going to try our hands together, tonic triad and inversions. Alright, next concept up is our primary chord progression. So, we build our primary chord progression off scale degrees 1, 4, and 5. Let's take a look at our D major scale to figure out what the roots of those chords are and what the notes of those chords are. So let's take a look. First note, D, duh. D, F sharp, and A. That's our root position tonic triad, right? Now let's take a look at our subdominant, our 4 chord. So the 4th note of the scale, G, and then we go a third up, B, and then another third is D. Now, the dominant, so the next note, one above G, is A. We go A. The next note on the staff, this next skip, is a C, but remember, this is the key of D, so that is a C sharp. So we have an A C sharp, an E, and then the next skip up is a G. This is our dominant 7, A7. Alright, when you feel like you got a good understanding of where these notes are, what they are, you're ready to move on to playing the primary chord progression. Alright, let's start with our right hand in that root position, tonic triad. D, F sharp, and A, 1, 3, and 5. Now we're going to keep that D, thumb is anchored over it, so don't move. 3rd finger opens up to G, and 5th finger slides up to B. We're going to press this down as our 4 chord, and we're going to move back right where we started, 1, 3, 5, D, F sharp, and A. Now, our thumb opens up to C sharp. 4th finger's already over G, and our 5th finger's already over A. Make sure, just like we talked about before, you get the depth of the chord. Your thumb's on this black key, so you gotta slide it in just a little bit, not too far. Press it down, and then you're gonna come right on back. D, F sharp, and A, 1, 3, and 5. Alright, now we're going to do the left hand. So, root position, tonic triad. 5, 3, 1, D, F sharp, and A. Alright, we're just going to move our thumb up to B. Our 2nd finger is already over G, and our pinky is already over D. We're going to press down our 4 chord, and we're going to move back to our D chord. D, F sharp, and A, 5, 3, 1. Now, open up that pinky to your C sharp. 2nd finger is already over G, and your thumb is already over A. We're going to press down our 5, 7 chord, and we're going to move it right on back. D, F sharp, and A, 5, 3, and 1. Alright, so before going hands together, make sure you are comfortable with the accidentals, the F sharps and the C sharps. Your hands are moving together at the same time, and your wrists are super relaxed as you move from chord to chord. If you feel like that's you, you are ready to try hands together. Alright, last concept. Tonic triad, arpeggio. So we've done a lot of tonic triad already. We're just going to work on opening the hand shape as we play our arpeggio. So first let's take a look at our right hand. Alright, now let's open up that right hand. So, thumb over D, 2nd finger over F sharp, 3rd finger over A, and you're not going to play it, but your pinky, you should probably try and stretch it to D. It just helps open up your hand. So now that we're in this position, we're going to press down the notes. So we're going to go D, we're going to go F sharp, and then A, and as we're pressing down the A, we're going to start turning the wrist to the side, tucking that thumb under, and then that thumb goes to D. The hand opens up into the next 3 notes of the shape. F sharp, right? Then you got your 3rd finger on A, and then your pinky is on the D. Now keep your hand right here, we're going to go right back down. So 3rd finger on A, 2nd finger on F sharp, thumb on D. Now we're going to cross over, the 3rd finger goes to A, and the hand slides into the shape. 2nd finger on F sharp, and thumb on D. Alright, now let's do the left hand. So, same thing, open your hand shape. Pinky is on D, 3rd finger is on F sharp, 2nd finger on A, and thumb is on that D an octave above. Now, our hand is open, we're just going to press down the notes. So we're going to go pinky, third finger on the F sharp, second finger on A. We're gonna press down the thumb on the D. Now we're gonna cross over the third finger to F sharp and the hand slides into the next two notes. Keep it open. So you got the F sharp, second finger on A, and then thumb is on D. Keep your hand nice and open. We're gonna go right back down. Thumb on the D is staying there. So our second finger is gonna play the A, third finger's on the F sharp. Tuck that thumb underneath to D and the hand opens up into the next three notes. Second finger on A, third finger on F sharp, and pinky on D. Alright, so before hands together with the 2-octave arpeggio, make sure that you're comfortable with the nose, make sure that your hands are moving fluidly, your elbows aren't like chicken winging, as I sometimes call it, you know. If you feel like you're ready, put your hands together. If you try and put them together and it doesn't work out or it's not as good as it is hand separate, that's totally fine, totally normal. Try it maybe once or twice. If it's really not working out, go back to hand separate. If you feel like you're playing smoother, you are ready to try the 2-octave arpeggio hands together. That is D major. So, I hope you learned something. Don't forget F sharp, C sharp. And if you appreciate the content, please like, subscribe, comment, helps the algorithm. And definitely turn on those post notifications. I'm trying to release as much content as possible, so I want to make sure you get all of it. And lastly, if you really appreciate the content, definitely check out the store. We've got some dope designs. There's like Chopin, there's Mozart, there's Beethoven, and I'm in the process of adding more all the time. So make sure you keep checking back in. And dude, we got water bottles, we got shirts, hoodies, coffee mugs, so gifts for you, your friends, anyone. Hopefully we got something there that sparks your interest. All right, so good luck with your practice and stay powerful, y'all.